Mr. Scroggins, out of these four lines here, which one would not be considered proportional?
What are you, the blue one?
The blue one.
Because it doesn't go through the origin.
It doesn't go through the origin, but they're all straight. Okay. Now, the next lesson, and I've already touched on this with you guys, you're going to be learning an equation, and it's y equals mx plus b. And I talked about just the other day what b was in that equation. The last couple of days, we've just been focusing on y equals mx. Ms. Kurz, what's the b, do you remember, in that equation?
Like the starting point on the y-axis?
Yeah, the starting point on the y-axis, or more specifically, it's just where it goes through the y-axis. Okay, may not necessarily be the starting point. Although today we did have, I think, an example. It was the starting point, and I've also taught you guys how to figure out the slope on any graph that has a straight line. And so let's just look at this one here, the green line. If I wanted you to tell me what that slope was, who could tell me? Raise your hand. I'm just curious to see a show of hands. Okay, so a good number of you. Now, I'm going to remind you that the equation we use to calculate slope on a line is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I could just look at the 2 points on that green line here, and I'm assuming that each little square is 1. So the x value, and remember the x value is always what's listed first when you're looking at a coordinate pair. This first point right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up 1. So what's this location right here, Mr. Roland? How would I label that coordinate pair for that point?
I can help.
There he is. You don't know? Okay. What do we list first, the x or the y? X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's what? 5. Okay. So let's put a 5 right there. What's the y coordinate? This is the y-axis. How far up have we gone to intercept that point? Maybe you can't quite see it. It's just 1. Okay, so there's the coordinates, 5, 1. So I'm just going to put that right here, 5, comma, 1. All right, the next point, I'm going to stick with you, Mr. Roland, right here. So if this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, what's the first coordinate on the next point? 10. What's the next one? Not quite, it's 2. 1, 2. Okay. Now I want to label these, Miss Durgan. Does it matter which one I label x1, y1, x2, y2? No, it doesn't matter. Okay. So I'll just call this x1, y1, x2, y2. And now I'm going to plug these coordinates in to this formula. So y2 is 2, and y1 is 1. 2 minus 1 over, what's x2? 10 minus what? 5 equals, what's 2 minus 1? 10 minus 5 is 5. So if you look at this line, you notice too that it's pretty shallow. It's not a very steep line. And so the slope on this line here is 1/5. So I could plug this in into this formula, y equals mx plus b. Y equals, what's the slope? Because remember, slope is the m. It's 1/5 x. Okay. Now, since it goes through the origin, is there a b? No. It'd just be 1, y equals 1/5 x. Now, this is sort of the more complicated way to figure out the slope. And there's going to be times where you're just given 2 points and you're just given their coordinates. There's no graph. And this is how you would calculate the slope. But there's an easier way. And slope is also rise over what? Okay. So if we go back to that same line and we look at these points, this first one here, what's the rise? 1. Okay. So equals 1 over, what's the run? 5. Same thing. And a much easier way to calculate slope. But you've been taught this way because there's going to be times where you're just given a coordinate pair, 2 points, and they say, what's the slope between these 2 points? It's not going to be on a graph. It's not going to be on a line. And they'll expect you to be able to calculate it. But if they give you a graph, it's easy. Okay, questions on this? Now, this is where the b comes into play. And the b, I told you guys the other day, represents the y-intercept. Let's look at the blue line. Here's the equation. Y equals mx plus b. Well, first thing we have to do is figure out the slope. Now, we could go the long way, but we don't need to. I could just look at these 2 points here and look at rise and run. So if I go over to here and then go up here, what's the rise? From this point, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll just do 4 over, what's the run? 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's the slope? 1. Okay. What's the y-intercept? Here's 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could write this equation as y equals 1x plus, what was it? 6. Or you could just do y equals x plus 6 because there's always an assumed 1 in front of every variable. All right? If the line, let's say the blue line went through this point right here, it would be y equals x plus 5, or x plus 4, or x plus 3, or x plus 2. Okay? What if the line went through this right here?
It'd be a negative.
Okay, it'd be a negative. So it's -1, -2, -3. So it would be y equals 1x minus 3. That's how you would represent that y-intercept, to be a -3. Okay? All right, so the next lesson, tomorrow's lesson, is going to be a lot about this, but I just wanted to kind of reinforce what you've learned so far. Let me stop this video.